要件。
昨日の小さい子。
ここ小さい子僕をブシュー。
I want to talk again about the Kishoutenketsu structure, the secret technique behind Japanese commercials that you often think are absurd. But it turns out they're all created using the same pattern and structure. Because in the video I uploaded about this, it was in the middle of the video and mixed in with other topics. So in this video, I will use anime neighborhood Demon Girl as example, because you will find this Kishoutenketsu structure even in the first episode of season 1. But before that, I'll give you an example. You might have already watched this video because it went viral back in the day. So let's get started. The scene starts where you're shown that this man's forehead is shot with a hot beam ray. Why is that? You might wonder and ask yourself. That's because the introduction is meant to raise those questions. Then the frame shows this man getting angry at the woman standing in front of him, holding back the pain from the heat. And he seems a bit scared too. The scene establishment begins to take shape, and the development starts to appear as the man moves his seat to avoid being hit by the heat a second time. The twist happens as it turns out the hot light is reflected in the mirror and hits the man's head. And that's where the conclusion happens, where the man's problem is left unresolved. The final clip shows the woman smiling proudly at her clear skin as if the man's incident never be the problem. From the clip earlier, do you start to realize about the Kishoutenketsu structure? So what's the difference from brain-rot content? Well, Kishoutenketsu has a structure such introduction and development that connect directly to the story's ending. This is completely different from brain-rot content, which relies on over-exaggeration, fast cuts, and unpredictable randomness, which often created without a structured narrative. So if you're struggling to create long-form content, you can rely on the Kishoutenketsu structure, like this clip from the first episode of Neighborhood Demon Girl that I mentioned earlier in the video. This time, the duration of each part almost blends into each other, where the scene starts with Shamiko sleeping in the void as the introduction. Then the development, which strengthens the emotional aspect and the story, becomes quite clear here. When Lilith, Shamiko's ancestor, starts grasping Shamiko's hand and they draw closer to each other. This scene development feels very serious and deep. When you think Shamiko is about to wake up, instead she pulls the blanket over herself because she's still sleepy. And this is where the twist begins to show. And you are then led into a comedic scene with background music that contrasts with the previous one. Thus, the final part, the conclusion, is established when Lilith kicks Shamiko. Well, until this point, the conclusion still holds, where there is no significant reaction like shock or surprise. Even the little sister remains silent. Perhaps they are in shock? But it turns out that the previous scene was just an intro to another Kishoutenketsu that forms part of a longer story. Like this scene that enters the development with extra emotional situation impact. Yes, you can arrange multiple short Kishoutenketsu structures for your content, of course by forming a complete narrative within a longer duration. Although in this video we didn't discuss about sound effects, but I hope this can help you create your own high-quality content by adapting this concept. Thank you for watching, and please check out our cute Japanese merch in the description.